Okay, a request straight from Goni himself. But just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're back into the drafting phase for game number 2.
Potentially the last game of the day as well.
Potentially.
If ONIC can get another point off of Falcon. But with a swap in sides, let's say the changes, right? And my number one thing is like, maybe not Alpha for Dex.
Time to drop
Maybe.
the beat of the flag.
So we'll see.
fair.
The Jory the Harith gets banned out by ONIC Esports, and then it's followed in by a ban from Falcon, where the Louis as well as the Fanny has been taken out. So one of the biggest glaring differences is they're not going straight into the mid lanes. The Yves are still open. The Jushins are also still open. What do you think is going to be the center focus here?
Well, if ONIC Esports are planning on getting that Sushin, they have to wait and see if the Yves gets banned. But for now, then, they can actually go and ban out the Granger, if that's the idea, right? I think it revolves around that, because in the jungle, again, with Kyrie going head-to-head against Dax, I feel like it's going to be very difficult to really try and suffocate the hero pool. There's just so many options available for the both of them. But it turns out it's a Mathilda. Okay.
Interesting, right? I did not. Okay, ONIC Esports, sure, they were able to defeat the Mathilda, but it does seem like, yay, ONIC Esports is saying, I still respect your Mathilda. And Falcon Esports, they're saying it too. Hey, Kyrie, game 1, Suyo. That was a little bit too annoying, my guy. Ban it out. ONIC Esports says, hello, Granger. Let me pick it up. Falcon Esports, I'm sure that Granger is on their radar, so I believe they have something up their sleeves.
Well, the pick that comes to mind is a Chushin, but if they go for the Chushin now, you know, the Yves is still available. That's where we were talking about that dynamic between the Yves and the Granger. But no, it's going to be the Hylos and the Hayabusa very early on. Last time we saw them pull this, they do this, Dax just popped off completely. But now for ONIC Esports, same, the mid lane chess match is still there. If they go for a Chushin, the Yves can still be picked up. So I think that's a bit of a dangerous option. They might just go and pick up the Yves first, exactly. You just deny the Chushin indirectly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a chess match between both of these two, right? It was very it's smart. They saw the Harith was banned out. They picked up the Granger, but obviously we did see that the Hayabusa did really well against a Granger and a Farsa. So obviously ONIC couldn't pick up something like the Farsa, so they pick up something like the Yves that could try and help coerce and be aggressive as well with the Jawhead in the mid lane. I thought maybe something like the Hilda would pop off here for ONIC to try and invade on the Hayabusa. It didn't work out last time, so maybe they're looking for a different kind of strategy. Maybe they're picking up a page out of SRG's book. But what do you think of the chemistry between the Yves and the Jawhead?
I think it's not that burst one shot, one kill type of hero. But what it does is, right, it breaks formation with the Jawhead. You eject someone out of formation, and that is already a disadvantage towards Falcon Esports. And take a look at the response here from Falcon Esports. Irithel, a hero that is just so mobile and can rock that Purify. So potentially that is going to be a good answer, right, against a Jawhead.
Thorns remain.
And also an
Oh.
Yves.
It's going to be a Lancelot ban
Interesting.
for Falcon Esports.
Butterflies
You're thinking that
fall
ONIC's about to
by
cook.
my
Finally, the Tushin still comes through. Even though they have the counter for it, they still don't want it to be available for Falcon Esports. Now, the Irithel, I feel like they want to have Purifies for the Jawhead, but at the same time, if they go for another marksman that can go Purify, they might get slowed down too much. But now on the Irithel, they have an extra bit of a gap closer with the ultimate, and they can also basic attack while moving, so that might be some way that Falcon Esports wants to deal with the pesky slows coming in from a Yves that we know is going to come their way. But for Falcon, after the Lancelot comes the Julian still, so these are basically farmers. It's almost like they're trying to corral Kyrie into a pick that's less flashy.
A hero or two heroes that definitely can penetrate or be a threat against the Irithel. But yeah, you mentioned the Hilda. Falcon Esports, what they're saying is, yeah, I think we can rock the Hilda before you rock the Hilda. Because technically, I feel like Falcon Esports has the Hylos that can negate the threat of the Hilda, but it does seem like they want
Maybe they're denying an assassin pick for Kyrie.
somehow.
Oh!
Thousand worlds.
There's always an answer.
Not a
here.
single
Oh boy.
foe.
Well, the CC I think is great against the Hilda and the Hylas. All these big HP targets
Yeah.
would be ideal for the CC. The Martyrs though, it can work. It's all about clearing faster, getting the level advantage. And, you know, if the Hilda's trying to survive on a sliver of HP, try to abuse or revitalize, same thing with the Hylas, that Decimate is just gonna seal the deal, cut things short for Falcon Esports. So the idea is there, but we've seen players go for this exact approach and not really come through with that Martis before. It's a lot easier said than done.
Because when Martis was meta even, Martis really required a snowball. Is the same still true today?
Definitely. Because of sure. Yeah, it's a threat, especially the early game after level 4. But mid-game, late game, that is where it gets trickier for that Martyrs, and still true to this day. Last pick, Valentina though. So yeah, we might see a couple of RWMs versus RWMs in this game.
I feel like both teams have a decent amount of mobility when it comes to the movement speed boost, the jumps and all that. But the fact that ONIC Esports have that extra bit of slow from the Eve, and Falcon Esports maybe later on can rely on a real world manipulation with the IMU, I think can work. But I really feel like when push comes to shove, ONIC is going to have a better time maneuvering around the roster of Falcon Esports.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the outcome. Will it be 1-1 or will it be 2-0 to close Stream C for today? Ladies and gentlemen, let's see ONIC Esports and Team Falcon, Land of Dawn, game number 2.
What could potentially be the final game of the match. We'll have to see how the early game goes. Early in game number 1, we saw that Keyboy was able to be such a big problem, able to steal the purple buff even from Dax. This time won't be the case, but already Kyrie showing that difference in clear speed. And with the Jawhead, you already know Keyboy is gonna be leashing, kinda clearing camps halfway for Kyrie to come in and clear even faster than the Martyrs already does. Looking at some of the emblems though, gonna be the Festival of Blood for the Granger for some sustain. It's gonna be a Master Assassin for the Iritel, but look at this.
That's the Claw Shadow connecting onto its Keyboy. Flicker from the Roamer, but PX7 will finish the job. First Blood this time will not be the same as game 1, because Falcon Esports, they will claim it.
So it's almost a trade, a litho for the Roamer with the Flicker too. I don't know if that's completely worth it. The kill is taken by PX7, and Valentina is a hero that does really well when she starts snowballing, when she gets a gold and EXP lead. So for now, Falcon Esports has a bit of an edge, but it's only the early portion of the game. Later on, they have to deal with the scouting potential of the Eve, they have to deal with Keyboy playing the bushes, and we've seen how effective a Jawhead can be when he has that bush dominance.
You can see here both EXP leaders in the bottom side now, accompanied by the jungler. Kyrie is in the fray, but wasn't able to find a clear finish. So let's see here. Falcon Esports holding on very, very well.
Just waiting for the right opportunity, but Keyboy is doing a great job basically escorting Sans in the early game right here. Sans is a bit more vulnerable technically to any kind of big move from Falcon Esports, but look at this. The control over the neutral objective definitely is for Falcon.
Real world manipulation committed. Royal Milk is stuck and he will fall. Kid X here might be next as CC was able to deal some quite of a damage there, but the turtle was claimed by Falcon Esports. Another trade for Falcon Esports and ONIC.
The EXP for the neutral objective, man, seems like ONIC Esports are struggling to really find their footing as dominantly as they did in game number 1. And for Falcon Esports, I think it's, again, it's all about how they want to do this. They do have technically 2 sustain heavy front lines, and they're going to be more effective in the earlier portions when the items for ONIC Esports aren't really completed yet. So in that sense, they're still fighting against the clock, but they do have a lot better of a late game composition later on if it does go that far.
Oh, take a look at Keyboy, another potential kill for Dax. But the Shadow Kill wasn't able to finish the job just yet.
It's unfortunate for Dax. They're not really getting lucky with the distribution of the shadow kills. And so far, all things considered, it's actually a pretty slow game. But look at the top side, that's a dive.
See here, the dive will at work for Falcon.
Oh!
But it does seem like Severo was able to just juke that one. Let's see here, Benny. Will he be able to claim more gold? I don't think so. I don't think he should. Keyboy face checking. That's a quad shadow. Does not landing on Keyboy. But again, Falcon Esports, they have more control in that river area.
That's another factor of the Granger as well. The fact that you can clear the wave so fast. If any team is trying to set up a dive on you, you can clear and make the first move at least to get in position, already damaging for your opponents.
Yeah, the turtle is up here, and based on the first turtle here, Arashi, Falcon Esports, they were able to claim it cleanly. And let's see here. I mean, formation-wise, rotation-wise, it seems like they're slightly ahead.
If you're looking at clear speed, I think ONIC Esports are clearing a lot faster, which is why they're in position. That's why Keyboy is really looking for a moment here to swing everything in favor.
Yeah, on towards Kid X though. That's the high loss. Glorious Pathway might actually rake the momentum. Lutpi taken down as Falcon Esports finds the kill. And now they will claim control on towards the turtle as ONIC Esports looking for compensation. Flicker cancelled out. That's the immunity coming in as well. Keyboy taken care of. Turtle taken down. And Dax will claim another life. And that is Kyrie.
Bit of a forced issue there for ONIC Esports. All things considered, they lost 2 and they lost a neutral objective. Keyboy walking in to try and find a way to stop Dax. We talked about this. Dax with the solid retributions, ONIC seems to think that they have to take him out if they really want a chance of actually securing the neutral objective. Now on top, Severo.
Oh, Severo! He will not be able to see the light of day, and that will be the top tier 1.
Man, 1 turret down already for ONIC Esports. A lot of a rougher start. But again, the gold advantage is standing at 1,400 more or less. That's something that can still be recovered from quite easily, depending on the situation. Kyrie, though, now he has to contend with the fact that he's 1 level below Dax. So if the Retri game was difficult for ONIC before, it's going to be a bit more difficult now.
Oh, such a smart move. Oh, Shadow kill though, committed, no quad shadow! Kyrie secures that kill, though they have spent a lot of resources for taking Dax down. Now ONIC Esports still looking for more compensation because they're still behind economy-wise.
That was a bit of a read from ONIC though. Falcon Esports goes to try and pressure the orange, but ONIC Esports makes a play on their orange instead. But look at this, Lutpi 1v4 potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Lutpi here, just playing it slow, will be able to defend that tier 2. But Falcon Esports, they understand that, hey, no rush.
Just like that now. Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa! Shut down immediately by Severo. And he has the... Oh, man. He's starting to snowball with that. Remember, he is going to be collecting stacks with the Sky Piercer too. Falcon Esports need to be careful here.
Gotta be careful. Against the Jawhead, face checking. Using your mid laner to face check is not a good sign though. Let's see here, Kid X trying to shoo members of ONIC in that riverside, but it does seem like Kyrie will secure the last turtle here. Calm and collected, and if you see economy-wise, they have equalized in this game.
They have equalized and they technically have recovered as well. Now Falcon Esports waiting for the situation. If you look at the composition though, ONIC Esports have a lot more going for them to make those surprise plays. They got the damage and the executes to surprise and crowd control to surprise someone walking into a bush. Whereas for Falcon Esports, even let's say if Kyrie face checks into a bush, they don't really have a lot of tools to really punish it. They have damage, but that's about it.
Glorious Pathway. Now oh my goodness, the high loss. Bursted, melted down. Kyrie though in trouble with Benny. He was able to take him down. Now it's a 2-for-1. No, 1-for-1. But Kyrie for the high loss. It's not a good trade.
Going on the high loss, like you mentioned, Goni, face checking with your mid laner, not a good idea. Well, engaging onto the roamer, not really the best of ideas here. We just talked about how Falcon lack that engage potential. They can only really engage with that Glorious Pathway. ONIC Esports basically did their job for them. Yes, the fight was closer to their turret. It was actually on their ground. But FCON Esports, again, just know how to play around these team fights and still find what is possible for them to get, even though they didn't start that sequence. But for Savero, now that he's picked up the Sea Halberd, and I believe Sans also has the Glowing Wand, the regen from the side of FCON Esports is going to be cut down significantly. So they got to be careful with playing with that HP bar and shields.
Right, and you can see here both teams just shifting down a gear or two. Just slowly here, they know. The next objective is not a turtle, it's going to be the Lord. So somehow tempo will be created in this Lord take.
Both teams circling around the mid lane though, trying to find a moment to try and make a play. But it seems like FCON Esports are the one rotating initially. Hey, actually, Savera was stuck on the bottom side, clearing the wave. There's a window here for FCON Esports to rush, but they won't do so. They're going to use this window to actually get that vision advantage, and PX7 spots everyone.
Good info from both teams here. They spotted Get X, PX7 Dax though. Yeah, no vision whatsoever here given from Dax. So ONIC Esports, they need to be careful here. Opening things up. Glorious Pathway ejector on towards again. Kid X, this time he will be punished.
Too many executes coming in from the side of ONIC Esports. Ooh, that's going to conceal play though.
Real world revelation, questionable positioning there as Benny was around. FCON Esports, they realized that they are able to hold this down and hold the fort. But ONIC Esports here, even when they're a man up, they weren't able to just capitalize and exploit the idea.
They still want to play it safe and calculated. They want to get something that's more guaranteed. Because even there, we talked about how FCON Esports just have the mechanical skill and the team fight experience to really find value despite being a man down. For now, though, it seems like ONIC Esports are the ones who are trying to pressure, trying to make FCON Esports stick around and poke them down using Sans, who I believe has the Wishing Lantern at this point.
Seems like both teams, they want to go in raw 5v5. Glorious Pathway.
Okay, we'll have to see, man. Without that ultimate available, now ONIC Esports are the ones playing the poking game. You can see the Wishing Lanterns flying around, the Death Sonatas as well. FCON Esports now on the back foot.
Oh, that's it. The ejector on towards Royal Milk, almost taken care of, but he still stands.
Ooh.
FCON Esports here, they know their power, they know their limits, as well as ONIC Esports, and now they move on towards the Lord. Will they be able to commit this one, though, knowing that Kyrie is not in the vicinity? Dax blaming the Lord. Keyboy taken care of. Real word manipulation as well, trying to break momentum, but Kyrie finds a decimation, finds a second decimation, but it does seem like he will fall. Now FCON Esports, they want to go more, because one more kill equals wipeout. And that is Dax doing its job.
Dax on the Hayabusa. ONIC Esports forcing the issue. They have members down. Kibo is going to be up in 2 seconds, fortunately. I don't think this will be an end angle for FCON Esports. But man, they played that fight so well. Even initially, that tentative move from ONIC to really poke and prod at their defenses. You saw that Benny is actually doing a very insane amount of AoE damage with that heavy crossbow. That is something that ONIC Esports need to start to respect. They can't just stand next to each other and expect to come out unscathed.
No one was able to touch Benny, and it's untouchable. He is still unkillable. 12 minutes in, and now ONIC Esports, they have to take care of this Lord that is marching in the bottom side of the map. Let's see though, FCON Esports, will they be able to capitalize and crack a base turret or two with this Lord push?
There's the high ground from ONIC, but the Lord already is cleared out. FCON Esports, without the long range or the pick-off or something like a hook, they can't really find anything if ONIC Esports turtle in their base like this. That considered, maybe the next angle for FCON is to try and use the neutral objectives to force a fight instead. Because there, when they were able to wipe out ONIC Esports, that is where it really seemed like they had a good shot at really just ending the game outright.
Right, and even with the Lord there, FCON Esports, you're right, wasn't able to find that angle here to somehow even touch the base turret of ONIC Esports. Good defense from the side of ONIC Esports, But let's see here. With 2K gold in hand, Falcon Esports, they need to capitalize here. Kidak's face checking. Benny is also in the area here. And man, who can lock Benny down? He's not even on a purify, he's on a sprint.
Maybe Lutpi that has to go in, dive, and kind of stick to him. But again, with Benny having the sprint, he's just so fast at just getting out of the range. Unless they can really find a way to just get Keyboy on him, it's going to be quite difficult. My question also is that, is Savera still hanging on to that Sky Piercer? Because she really hasn't been getting a ton of stacks from it. But this was the fight earlier. The Lord was taken. Right afterwards, you can see Keyboy immediately gets melted down. Sans channels the Wilderness Manipulation, but doesn't really get a lot of value from it. And I think Kyrie really had to try and make the hero play there. If he was able to decimate multiple members again and again, chain it down, that really could have gone differently. But Falcon Esports did not let that happen. I mean, Benny immediately distanced himself from the rest of the team, ensuring that there is just enough range available for him to get Kyrie before Kyrie can really just, you know, make one more moment in the montage.
Yeah, he was able to just claim 2 bodies there. And luckily for Falcon Esports, they're able to just still stand and apply pressure. Let's see though, will the story remain the same here in the second Lord Dance? Because technically they are holding the river.
Alright, you can see that ONIC, they're getting zoned by the Royal Milk alone.
Is in the vicinity though. Looking for an angle here, looking for the Mortal Coil. Oh, that's a PX7 bursted down by Lutpi. Dax barely survives, but in front side is actually Royal Milk who will fall. Lutpi's gonna be the trade for Dax. He's low, he spots one Sans with the quad shadow. Good instinct, but Dax does not want to take the risk.
Dax himself almost gets taken out in that fight. ONIC Esports find the window to go in. Despite the limited amount of burst damage, the limited amount of DPS, they were able to actually secure PX7 first of all, and then afterwards Royal Milk. Now there's no scouting, there is no extra bit of utility. They have damage, but that's it.
They know Benny. They know Benny is there. Keyboy looking for an angle there.
Ooh.
They want to take it slow. They want to take this dance slow. And Falcon Esports, they do not reject or deny that things slow sometimes is better.
Sometimes it's better to take your time. That is definitely the case. I think ONIC are trying to poke down, but ooh, is that a mistake?
Story's pathway, he managed to find Sans. One member after the other will fall. Benny claims the double. Again, Falcon Esports, the switch around. They suddenly shift their gears and they have claimed 2 bodies and the Lord.
So much for taking it slow, man. Falcon Esports came back swinging with a vengeance. Sans didn't even get to use anything. Just immediately got blown up. And I think, again, ONIC Esports needs to respect the potential for Falcon Esports to simply just run over them. They can't really have any way to really stop the members of Falcon Esports from diving as reliably. I think they were really trying to get Falcon Esports into a standoff situation. They know that their lane on the bottom side was pushing, so I think they were trying to leverage that as an advantage and then use the Glowing Wand, the Wishing Lantern, all of these poke tools on Sans to chip down on the HP bar and then get a favorable fight. But when you get deleted like that, there's just no way about it. Look at the items here. Not everyone's at full items, but the marksmen are, and that's a big deal. The Granger can poke from a distance, but when it comes to just an all-out, all-in, I think Benny can absolutely shred right now.
Let's see though. Almost a BOD in hand for Kyrie. Will that be an influential item? Baser in the bottom side, taken down. Falcon Esports, they do not want to have a reckless fight as well. They want to take the base turret first. But seems like the defense here from side of ONIC Esports, they're able to manage the wave properly. Real world relation popped here by PX7. And now from Sans, Dax looking for the play. That's a turret, very low. But Savero with the flicker and the bang, bang, bang. He was caught in the crossfire. And now Dax is down.
Fortunately for Falcon Esports, or maybe calculatively by Falcon Esports, Dax will be available way before that Lord is even in the picture. Fortunately for Falcon Esports, the tower that they took is the one on the opposite side. So even in the macro game, they can do something. But with a man advantage on it, can they do something here? Can they find more to disrupt the tempo of Falcon Esports?
Yeah, I mean, Good clear there by Falcon, right? ONIC wants to apply pressure in that mid turret. They were able to clear, so what's the play now from ONIC?
I think they're still having their eyes on the mid turret, but look at Royal Milk, man. These pinch maneuvers from Falcon Esports make it so difficult because it's about poking for ONIC Esports, and they're just being allowed the space and time to do so. But look at this. Because they have had the rotational advantage, they are now pushing, clearing the bottom side wave. If they can set this up, it's going to buy them valuable time for the next engagement. Especially with Sans having the Blood Wings here, it's going to allow him to survive much, much longer in the next collision.
15 seconds to the next Lord here, Arashi.
It's going to be definitely a contested area, but look at Falcon Esports. They're the ones clumping up together because they know that the only real way ONIC Esports gets a decisive win is if they can actually find someone with the jawhead. If someone is isolated. If right now, anyone but Benny, if they get thrown there, there's always the chance that Falcon can kind of fight back. And just like that, you can see Royal Milk showing on the bottom side. ONIC, can they do something about this?
Let's see here. Conceal play committed.
Ooh.
Good read by Falcon Esports, right? They were able to disengage in the backside. The Hilda against Savero here. Royal Milk looking to break the formation of ONIC. Whilst the Falcon Esports now commits on towards the Lord. Lutpi here sandbagging on the front side of the other side. Now Royal Milk. Oh! Lutpi burst it down from Benny as well, who has collected 7 kills to his name, 5v4. They're trying to force the pace here. ONIC Esports, will they find an angle? Sands very low, Royal Milk is on him, but with the real world relation trying to buy time, he will fall regardless. Falcon Esports looking to claim one by one. That's the double. That's the wipe out. Falcon Esports, they will take game 2.
Showing experience, showing poise, showing adaptability. Man, ONIC Esports forced to be dragged over into a best of 3.
What a game. 18 minutes. And I think this is